Hey guys, it's Monica at Academic Phoenix Plus, and welcome to the second tutorial, an introduction to Substance Painter. In the last one, we played around with layers and masks and generators, and this time we're going to be going over selections and also how to project, like stencils. Let's go ahead and get started. So the last time what we did, just as a reminder, we're going to go to File, New, and we are using the PBR Metal Roughness. I'm going to select my OBJ shader ball. Again, you guys can download this at academicphoenixplus.com for free. Let's go ahead and change the documentation to 2048 because higher quality is always better. And then click OK. There it is. And here's a little shader ball. Over here we have our textures or our UVs. The first step that most people take is go to texture settings. Let's scroll down. Let's go to bake mesh maps. I'm going to increase this to a 2K map. Going to turn off ID and ambient occlusion. Let's go ahead and change that to always ignore backface and bake. This is going to give us some nice quality maps so that we can use some generators. Occlusion, beautiful. Curvature, beautiful. Position, thickness. Thank you, substance. All right, let's go back to our layers. All right, last time what we did was mess around with some materials. So we also have some smart materials that we can play with. What I'm going to do is go ahead and grab, I'm just randomly grabbing things. I'm going to go ahead and drag this up here, my smart material, which is chrome. That's pretty. And in my regular materials, I can look up rust. There we go. We grab this one, drag it to the top. Looks very rusty. I'm going to create a folder just because I'd rather put mask on folders, and then right click, create a black mask, right click, add a generator, create a generator, do curvature. Okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and tweak some things. I want my color balance. I want to see some chrome. Let me increase my balance here. Spread this out a little bit. Just gonna have some fun with this curvature map. Okay, so, and I might as well just label this rust. Okay, so we have our chrome, we have our rust, and you'll notice that it impacts the whole object. So how do we get something to just focus on one particular area? Well, there's a couple of ways. One, you can just paint the mask in, but that's no fun. Let's go ahead and grab another material. Let's grab iron. What is this? Let's look at this one. Whee. Ooh, that's weird. Okay, let's mess around with the, whoa. It is sensitive. Let me see if I can increase the scale. There we go. Oh, that's kind of cool. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that you can do in Substance, so just have some fun. Just like we did before, what we're going to be doing is creating a black mask. And instead of painting or using a generator, we are going to grab this fancy tool right here, which is called the Polygon Fill. So go ahead and click on that. And what's going to happen is that it's going to ask you over here to the right 4 modes of selection. Do you want to grab triangles? We really don't have too many triangles. We have quads. So I can actually go in. Again, this is a black mask. This is painted white. And I can actually make selections. So you can see that I can see the mask below based on selecting faces. It's almost like in Maya, where you select faces and then you assign a material. It's kind of the same thing. You can do more than that though. You can make selections like this, click and drag, or you can even use the UV layout to do the same like this. Whee! So it's pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and click on X, which is going to make the color black. And then we can make a big selection, which will get rid of it. So now we're back to all black. It's not really resetting over in the preview, but that's okay. All right, so the other way you can grab things is based on mesh. So if you select this little guy right here and you select a mesh, it will create a mask. Make sure you click on white, and then you can see that anywhere I select that has mesh, it will give it that texture, which is pretty cool. So you can choose to select a mesh. You can also click along here and it will do the same effect. Let's go ahead and grab the black color again. I'm going to choose these things and just kind of reset our mask. Let's go back to white, and this time we're going to select UVs. By selecting UVs, it basically sounds exactly what it is. Depending on how you have set up your UVs, you can actually select UVs here, and then you will be able to create masks based on the UV space. And that's actually really nice, because if you want to just select certain UV shells, you can quickly put specific textures on it. So for example, I'm going to press X and turn these off. And then click X again, which is now white, and click on here and here. And you'll see that anywhere that has a little nook, I'll be able to go ahead and add that material to it. Once we're done with that, let's go back to the painting tool, and you can see, whoops, did not mean to do that. That's okay. I'll just reset it as close as I can. And you can see the effect that now there's certain areas that has that chain link on it, which is, you know, it's pretty cool and also very, very powerful. All right, what if we want to choose something a little bit more specific? What if we want to choose that front face right here? So I'm going to create a new fill layer. And what I'm going to do is create a new folder and drag this fill layer up to this folder. This is going to be my stencil folder. I'm going to right click on it and create a black mask. And just like we learned earlier, we're going to grab this tool and just select, click on here so you can see the UVs, and just select this particular UV set and then let it go. So we know that no matter what happens, when I mess around with this fill layer, it will only impact that particular area. So now what I can do is create an empty layer. And if I wanted to, and I'm going to reduce my brackets, I can just paint on it, which is really handy because I actually want that. And also don't forget, you can paint on here as well, which is kind of handy. And if I go crazy all over the UV space, it won't do anything because the folder will have that mask selected, which is really helpful. Also notice that my height, rough, metal, and normal are turned off. This is just impacting the color. All right, so how do we do a stencil? Well, the first thing we need to do is get rid of this part right here. And we need to import something. So over here to the left, bottom left, there's this little icon. And it's going to ask you to add some resources. And I'm going to add the resource of an image. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go into my source images. And I have a little Monica cartoon, basically. And we need to define it. So this is going to be a texture. So notice that, you know, you can do alphas and all sorts of stuff, but I'm doing a texture and I need to tell it where it's going to be imported to. And that's going to be my metallic roughness, PBR. Then click import. So you'll notice that it immediately selects it right here, which is great. What I can actually do is, this is kind of like a fun thing. You can actually drag this little me or any type of image and drag it into the base color. And then you can paint like this crazy looking thing. But that's not really what we want, but I just wanted to demonstrate that you can do that if you like. But under the base color, let's close that off so that it goes back into default. What I want to do though is project. So up here at the top, there's right underneath the eraser, there's a projection tool. And it's going to ask you, well, what are you trying to project? So same story, it's going to ask you, do you want to project height, color, roughness? I really just want to do color. So I'm going to turn all these off. And I'm going to drag this into the color. And you'll notice that there's a gigantic picture. Now I can still manipulate this so I can look at my stencil and kind of place it here. But my image is really, really large. So if you hold down S, a little guy is going to pop up on the side and it's going to tell you, hey, these are the commands for stencils. If you hold down S and middle mouse, you can pan. If you hold down S and left click, you can rotate it. And if you hold down Shift, you can snap it. If you hold down S and you hold Alt and then zoom out, you can actually move things around. So just kind of play around with that. And what I'm going to try to do is zoom in again because I really want to get as much detail as I can. And I'm trying to put that projection somewhere in this sphere. Now this is in a new layer. It's painted white. Remember, this is masked out. So I can go, now that I have it in a good place, I can go ahead and start painting it in, and you can see that there she goes. And that's how you can create a projection and a stencil. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and turn that off, and there we go. Now we have a fun little projection. So very quickly, you can add some stencils to it. Now, mine had a white background. If you guys wanted to do like a transparent one, you just have to bring in a PNG with a transparent background and it will work. All right, let's do something else. Let's go to all, and then let's go type in rubber. And I'm going to collapse this as my stencil. This is the iron chain. And I'm going to grab, let's grab this one. And I'm going to put it here. I'm going to get rid of the iron chain. It was fun, but I'm going to delete it just because I think it's a little distracting and it doesn't make sense. But if I ever create armor, I know exactly what to do. So I'm going to select that and press delete on my keyboard. Let's create that black mask. Let's create that projection. I've got UV selected, which is fine. And I'm going to select this one and that one and maybe this little... Actually, let's grab... Okay, that's good. Pink. And there we go. And just because this looks kind of boring, grab something else. Let's grab plastic glossy, throw that on top. And same story, just to kind of demonstrate the power of this. I can just really have a lot of fun with this. You can grab, again, the UVs. I'm just going to grab UVs. And I'm going to grab the sides here. And just for fun, I'll grab these two. So fast, so wonderful. I'm not convinced by the rubber bottoms, so I might actually press X. Make sure you have this selected and just bring that back. Don't really need it. So we're getting some kind of like fun results. I'm going to grab this black one and let me collapse the rubber. And I just want to make sure it doesn't overwhelm the rust because the rust is very important. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Again, you're always welcome to open up these smart materials. Just kind of take a look. There's some dust in here. So if you wanted to increase the dust if you wanted to, there's a lot of really wonderful things that this thing builds. So have some fun with it. All right, so that is a quick example of how to create layers. Not only that, masking, selecting using the Polygon Fill, and also how to stencil. Okay, I wanted to show you one last thing, which is super fun in Substance, which is the particles. Under particles, we have a couple of options. One of them is called leak. So what I want to do is add a, let's go ahead and look for rust again. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and add a black mask. And we're going to go to the particles. We're going to grab like a leak. And then we are going to just kind of let it leak. And as you can see, it'll start creating this really interesting texture. So I can do a heavy leak. So this will add some elements to your texture that you might not have had before, which is kind of fun. So for example, let's say I wanted to add a little bit of rust along these edges, and I can. And it'll create this really interesting look. All right, let me go back to regular leak because this one is giving us an interesting effects. I can also get it to leak around here. There's just a lot of really neat things that you can do with this. So I definitely encourage you guys to explore, but you can just kind of paint some of the leaks. If you wanted to, you can also do what's called rain. And if you click up here, it will just start to rain. And it will actually start making these drip marks on your model. And you can start seeing some of the rust go through it. One of the fun ones is called fracture. So if I click on fracture and click on here, it will actually fracture the whole thing. And then using the mask, it will kind of start showing the rust underneath. And you can kind of watch it as it does its crazy thing. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So definitely explore that part of it. There's laser impact. Pew! Pew! And yeah, there's just a lot. So have some fun with it. Again, let's do broken glass. Blink. There you go. You can do some broken glass over here. And there you go. Some fun effects. So I hope you found that helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions by leaving a comment below. I hope, of course, we really appreciate a like and a share. Don't forget to take a look at academicphoenixplus.com where you can find free downloads, free tutorials, and so much more. So please take a look at academicphoenixplus.com. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.